Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the German Tier 10 Tech Tree Tank Destroyer, the Sturmtiger. Now if you do like the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe as it really does help out the channel. And yes, the Sturmtiger, big boy, derpy baby. Let's go. Honestly, absolute meme of a tank. Is it a great tank? Not really. Can you have a great meme time with it? Absolutely, and that is because of this 380mm gun, which is so derpy. But when it hits, oh, it hits. It has 1700 average damage on these premium HE rounds, and I do carry the full premium HE rounds, and that is purely because the splash radius is just that much bigger on this premium HE round compared to the standard HE round. And if you don't know what that does, that means it hits a bigger area. It has a bigger area of effect on a tank, which means it actually can splash for more damage than the standard HE shells can. And also, because this blast radius on this HE round is 12.87 meters, it can splash bigger than most artillery can. Which means that if there's tanks anywhere near the vicinity of another tank, you will actually do damage to them as well. So there's a likelihood that if there's 2 or 3 tanks grouped together, you can actually do like 4... I've done it before where I've hit one tank in the center of 3 or 4 and done 1700 damage from one shot, but to the 3 or 4 tanks. It can do it with that premium HE shell. I mean, the standard HE shell can still do it, but it's only 9 meter blast radius. So you get an extra 3 to 4 meters of blast radius by just loading the pure HE. And this is a meme tank. We're not taking it seriously. We're just having a laugh. And that's why we do it. You've got 465 meters a second shell velocity on the premium HE shell, which, as you've seen, is exceptionally slow. You're going to see it again. Boop! And as it goes, it flies. You have 1700 average damage, like I say, which means the splash damage tends to be consistently between 5 to 750 damage, somewhere in that region. And like I say, if you hit multiple targets, well, if you hit one target that's grouped up with another lot, you will do quite a bit of splash damage in that regard as well. And if you pen, well, yeah, you've got 115 penetration on the Sturmtiger, 812. Okay, maybe you'll splash for between 5 to 900, depending on the plate of armor that you actually hit. But yeah, I digress. You will pen quite a few shots with 115 penetration on the premium HE. There's quite a few plates that, as long as you avoid spaced armor, that will actually penetrate. And when you pen them for 1700, oh boy, is it satisfying, and oh boy, does it hurt. It doesn't happen all that often, quite honestly, but it can. And sometimes you'll be a bit confuzzled, because sometimes this tank does pen things, and you sit there going, huh? How did that pen? But, okay, I'll take it, Mr. Sturmtiger. Thank you very much, my Mimi son. You got 1300 damage on the standard heat rounds, though, and the standard heat rounds do have 280mm of pen, which is great. That does pen quite a lot of plates, but because of how derpy this gun is, with that very poor shell velocity at 385 meters a second on the standard heat rounds, it means that generally they hit awkward spots on tanks and actually can ricochet or just not pen quite easily, and it can lead to some very, very awkward shots with that heat round. And also, because it's heat, it does get absorbed by spaced armor. It doesn't really matter that you've got 208 pen or it's a 380mm round. Spaced armor still loves to absorb the heat shell, making it very, very troll to shoot at times. You have a 2.95 second aim time on this gun as well, by the way, which means it does take a while to aim in. And with the accuracy during movement at 1.86, which actually isn't that bad, but 1.76 during rotation, the gun does bloom out quite a bit, and you will feel that 2.95 second aim time. And if you don't aim, it is likely to miss because it is very, very derpy. But you do have 0.35 accuracy at 100 meters with the build that I have, which actually, you know, isn't that bad for the type of gun it is. You got 4 degrees of gun depression, though, with the Sturmtiger, so bear in mind that you are very, very awkward anywhere near a ridgeline. So if you go anywhere near a ridgeline, it will be awkward. You want nice flat ground like you're seeing here to be able to get this gun on target and just splash away if you can. You've got a 30 degrees a second hull rotation with this tank as well with the build that I have, which means it does turn fairly decently, but it's still not the quickest, but it's not the slowest, right? But you're good enough to be able to try and get your gun on target if something does try and speed around you. And with a 38 km/h top speed with 13.38 horsepower per ton ratio, sorry, it means that you will hit 38 km an hour, but it just struggles up to that. But if you lower the ground resistances, you'll be able to hit that 30 km an hour and have a decent amount of time getting you to your top speed. It's down to you if you want to take traction system or something like that to go faster in the old Sturmtiger. You know, it's just down to you. We've got 499 meters of view range as well with the build that I run as well, which means we can actually spot our targets quite handily in the Sturmtiger, meaning we can derp away at them and get some lovely, lovely damage on them. So what do I run in terms of a crew and equipment on the old Sturmy Boy? Well, on Sturmy Boy, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Track Mechanics, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Clutch Braking, Off-Road Driving, Run and Gun, and Advanced Loader, Optics, and the Advanced Reload. Oh, 1590. So the Advanced Reload to be able to switch between the HE and the heat rounds as applicable to where I need the type of shell, because it's quite handy to use one or the other. And certain situations require one or the other generally, so it's quite nice to be able to just flick between the two without having to reload. The optics to be able to get my view range up to 499 meters, so I can outspot my targets and be able to dish out this big damage. Then also, the advanced loader to make the best of the reload, so we get that down to that 22.61 second reload that we have on this vehicle. The steady aim and the run and gun to make the gun 10% more accurate and better accuracy during movement, so that we can get the gun bloom down while we're on the move, and also so we can hit some meme on the move shots. The clutch braking to make the track traverse better, so that we can get this gun turned on target as quickly as possible at times, and also the off-road driving to make the ground resistances better, so that we can get somewhere near the top speed that this vehicle runs. But as always, it's down to you and how you feel comfortable playing the tank. You could change out the advanced reload for something like traction system. It's down to you and how you want to play the vehicle. So as you can see, this first game, we are currently in a very bad situation. We're up to 7.9k damage. We've got the HE going in so that we can get rid of this T30. Sadly, the T30 fired way quicker than I thought he might. That's because he has the stock gun, and the stock gun is very, very fast firing on the T30. And we ended up getting shut down by that Progetto 65. That was quite the brawl that we had on that flank, and sadly we just get overwhelmed with numbers and we lost that game. But we finished with 3 kills, 8.1k damage, 934 assistance, the ace tanker, the sniper, the high caliber, 1201 base XP, which is a really good game on a loss. It's just a sad, we just ended up getting overwhelmed. There was not much we could do in that regard, and yeah, we got done in. But now we're on to the second replay, and the second replay we are on Thiepval Ridge, and this one's from a wee while ago, and we are going to play the Sturmtiger towards the hill, which can be a little bit awkward, because naturally, we have 4 degrees of gun depression, and 4 degrees of gun depression is very awkward on a ridgeline, but we can play the lower side of the hill at about DE0, and that way we'll be able to use the lower end where we don't have to worry about the gun depression too much. Plus, along that 0 line is a nice little tunnel, and that little tunnel around the hill on the 0 line means that tanks like to bunch up. So if tanks do bunch up in that little area, we're going to have a time and be able to do damage to multiple targets. And that's the funny thing about the Sturmtiger, right? When you get those shots where tanks just sit there and go, yeah, shoot me. Wow, that went really far. What? High. But yeah, when tanks bunch up together and you see 2 or 3 tanks snuggling, you're like, go on, snuggle. Snuggle like your lives depend on it. I want to derp you. And you do, and then you end up sitting there doing like 1,200, 1,300 damage to 2 separate tanks, and you go, oh yeah, you know? And you can do meme shots in the Sturmtiger. That heat shell on the move into the side of the E5. That poor man. 1,300 damage in an on-the-move shot to the E5. I didn't even realise I was firing heat at that moment, and we penned him for quite a lot. We missed the first shot that was on the move on the Turan, which was a sad time. It would have been nice to hit that, but we'll take that shot on the E5. We'll take it. And I want to deal out more justice. So we've loaded the HE so we don't have to aim for a weak spot on the E5. Going after him, we can splash him to death with the HE. He misses. Well, oh, not enough of a roll, though, to finish off the E5. I was very confident there that HE round was just going to kill the E5, but sadly, we hit him for 412, and he lives to fight another day. I was really hoping that I might have been able to do that. But we know where the Turans are. We know there's a medium tank currently sat at F6, and he is in my thoughts, because that medium tank's in the open. And I might be able to get over and get a shot at him, but there's also Turans up here. So I'm thinking, is the Turan in a place behind where I can get a HE shell into him? Well, hello, Mr. Turan and E4. Oh, The E4, the Tyran has not realised. The Tyran didn't even realise I was there, but the E4 did, which means that I can't go up and get a shot at him. But actually, the Tyran is now looking. He gets derped or smashed quite hard, and we put a shot straight through to finish off the Tyran. I'm kind of sad that we actually penned the Tyran there, because that E4 was so close to the Tyran that we probably could have actually got a Bombardiers there, which I have got in this vehicle, where, because they were so close, we could have actually splashed them both because they were both low health. But sadly, the 115 pen actually did penetrate the Tyran, which meant that we didn't get to splash and kill the E4 too. So it's like, hello, Mr. E5. Good night, Mr. E5. We've got 2.5k spotting currently as well, because we spotted both the E4 and the Tyran on this hill. And we're up to 2.1k damage with 2 kills. The 430 version 2 is still in my mind. I still want to get over and get after this 430 version 2 if I can. But there's a Death Star. We've got the HE loaded. Let's get a big splash round into him. Waiting for the reload. Fire it. And oh no, it penned. It actually penned the Death Star. I think the shell looped into the underside of him there as he went back over the ridgeline. 1,600 damage. Wowzers. We'll take it. 3 kills. And we've hit hard. We've had the satisfying shots that the Sturmtiger does like to pull off. This is the meme game that you live for in the Sturmtiger. They don't come around all that often, quite frankly. But when they do... oh, yes, it's delightful. Oh, we didn't pen the Tyran, though. We hit him for 809, and he ended up getting finished off. We're waiting for the reload now, though, because we know there's tanks down the bottom end of this hill, and I do want to get stuck in, but we're being careful, because there is still 7 tanks alive on the enemy team. We don't know where they are. There might still be people camping back at J9, so we've got to be very, very careful of that, because, well, you know how it goes in this game. Sometimes the hit points can just delete instantly. But we spot the Chrysler K and the SU, and it's like, hello, Mr. SU, I know you're a tier 8. I know I can one-shot you with a HE. Good night, my son. And we one-shot that poor SU on 30 PM. Now got the Chrysler K in front of us. He's a one-shot, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not going to reload before I get a chance to kill him. Oh, he's got 11 hit points. And we finish him off with the Ram, securing our 5th kill of this game. But something bounced from over in this direction. So it's like, what was that? Let's keep pushing over this way, see if we can find whatever the enemy tank is, because we've got more damage to go in this game. 5.7k damage with 2.5k assist and 5 kills. So far, we're having a good time. And then we see the M53-55, and it's like, hello, Mr. Piggy. With my big 380mm HE shell, I want crispy fried bacon. Good night, my son. And we get that tasty, crispy fried bacon of the M53-55 there for our top gun. We're up to 6.7k damage. Again, there's 4 tanks left, and it's like, where are you? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I've got some HE to derp now. I want to shoot you with my big gun and get my 8 kills. That's what we're aiming for with the old Sturmtiger. That's what we're going for. That's what we want. We know where 3 of the tanks are. 3 of the tanks have just been spotted in the distance. It's like, oh, hello, Mr. IS-3 Auto. We fire, and we miss. We missed by quite a margin there, and we still did 196 damage. We know where the other 3 are. They were all on the hill where we spawned. So we're just going to wait for our reload, and maybe we can get a kill on this IS-3 Auto as well. That would be quite nice. Pick up our 7th kill of this game. We're up 6.8k damage, and I'm watching him going, oh no, he's going to die before I get the shot. But actually, we get the kill. 7k damage, 7th kill. We're on for the Radleys. There's a possible pools in this. And I'm looking at this going, there's 3 people left. I mean, there's quite a lot of my team, so there's quite a lot of my team that could probably just end up killing one of these 3 guys, and I won't get a pools. But there's a possible pools. So, you know, my mind is worrying, going, pools. Maybe. Mine. You know, like, we want the pools medal. So we're going to go towards where they were last spotted. They were last spotted on the hill at C2. There's one heavy tank. There's the light tank. Can we get a shot at him? We fire on the move with the RBRT, because I thought if it lands anywhere near him, maybe I could get a meme shot, but also I might just splash damage him, which would be funny. But sadly, the shot went somewhere. God knows where, because it was auto-aimed and we weren't watching it. But we know the heavy tank was spotted down at, like, B5. We know where the light tank is. We just don't know where the tank destroyer is. So we're going to get up high as quickly as possible so that if the light tank does get spotted, we'll be able to shoot them because there were spotters sort of coming back towards the D2. And in fact, the Charlemagne ends up getting shut down. We spot the Teeth Breaker. It's like, hello, Mr. Teeth Breaker. Go on, give me the shot. Thank you very much. Get out the game. Radley Walters secured. 8 kills, 7.5k damage. 1 tank left. Tank Destroyer. Where are you, my boy? Where are you? I want to derp you. I want my 9th kill of this game. I want to at least crest 8,000 damage. Having a second game with 8,000 damage would be lovely. We've got 2 rounds of Chi left, which means that, well, again, we've got 2 chances to just splash the tank rather than having to truly aim for a weak spot and hope that the heat actually behaves itself. Because the one thing that the heat doesn't do on this tank is behave itself. It likes to miss quite often, and it likes to miss the weak spots that you aim for very, very often. It's a very troll round, and that's what I will say to you, is the heat round can be an absolute nuisance to use on this vehicle. So we're coming around the corner on this position at A3, because I'm thinking maybe he's just cowering around the corner here at A3, hiding, but they're not getting spotted currently. It's like, okay, they're not here on top of the hill. Let's go to the position where I would expect to, well, you know, if I was in the position of that tank destroyer and I'd been around where our base was, I'd be running down the A line and then possibly heading for the hill where we started this game pretty much. Because, well, that's the logical way that they could have gone. So we're just going to maneuver ourselves. I mean, we've got 499 meters of view range. So again, if we get spotted, sure, you know, we've got 408 meters of still concealment, which is absolutely terrible. So we are going to get out-spotted. But if they fire with 499 meters of view range, we should be able to spot them. So you can see I'm like, fire, go on. There we go, he fires, we fire on the move. And we missed. We missed because it was on the move and we capped out. But we do finish the game with the victory. 8 kills, 7.5k damage, the 2.5k assistance, that's what, 10k combined. The Radley Walters Devastator, high caliber, the ace tank of the Top Gun, 2047 base XP, a really nice game there in the Sturmtiger, a really memey game as well. And we had a really good time. That's the way the Sturmtiger goes. It's an absolutely memey tank. You can have an absolute laugh with it. Does it work all the time? Hell no. Probably works, what, 2 in every 5 games, or 1 in every 5 games, something like that. But when it does work, oh boy, memes. And that's what we live for on this channel. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you next time.
A great success.